असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्माम्
सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Good evening. Please see page number 74, today's quote. The second quote in the page. Any action that makes us go Godward is a good action and is our duty. Any action that makes us go downward is evil and is not our duty. As I mentioned in my last prayer meeting, we are on a journey. There is a destination for this journey. Destination is to know the truth, to know our real nature. So we are asked to do good actions. What is a good action? Any action that takes us, that makes us progress towards the truth is a good action. Any action that takes us away from truth is a bad action. We should avoid. It's evil. You know, Swamiji used to say, how of things I leave to children, my question is why? We are not putting this question. We are taking things for granted. So this body we all experience, it's a very complex thing, right? It's just an aggregate of parts. Now you are all young people, very healthy people. You don't feel the trouble of body now. But you cross 50, some or other disease comes. Then you feel the burden of the body. Then you will have a question, why God has created such a complex machine? You touch everywhere, it's part. So many parts. It's just an aggregate of parts. If not eye, ear. If not ear, something. So many parts are there. Something inside. Maybe kidneys, maybe pancreas, maybe liver, maybe something. Something will cave in. Some disease will come out. So then you will have the question, why a construction like this? Why a formation like this? How? We are studying it is how body functions, how different organs function, what are their roles. That we are studying. And Vivekananda say, I leave it to children. My question is why a formation like this? See, our philosophers had the question, there is suffering in the world. Okay? Who has created this world? God has created this world. Why did he create the world? It is just his play, lila, sport. We cannot ask him why you have created because he is absolute. He is not answerable to anyone. He is not under any law. When you are asking the question, why did he create? You are already assuming that he is under some law. He is answerable to some, accountable to some. He is working under some law. When you use the word absolute, God is ever free, eternal being. He is not answerable to anybody. He is not under any law. He is all free. Absolute means that. So he has just out of for fun, just for Leela, he has created this universe. Is God's support, they say. That is the highest generalization that our rishis have arrived at. Right? Why this universe? Who has done it? Why he has done it the way he has done it? It is God's Leela, God's sport, they say. You know, Vivekananda was having, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was having a conversation with one of the great artists of Bengal of those times, great painter, Nandalal Bose. You might have heard the name, Nandalal Bose. He was a great painter, great artist. One day he was having a conversation with Sri Ramakrishna. In the process, Sri Ramakrishna told the world is God's Leela and play. Then Nandalal Bose said, maybe it is play for him, but that is such a great source of suffering for me. How God can play, give suffering to me and have, pleasure at my cost. He is giving pain to me and he is having pleasure and fun. How can that be? That must be a cruel God. And he is not a good God. Okay, he has created the world and he is sporting with the world. But that is giving source of entertainment to him, but it is giving so much of pain to me. Then Sri Ramakrishna says to Nandalal Bose, okay, you said it is giving pain to me. What that me refers to? To make, in Bengali, he said, to make hey, who are you? భగవంతుడు ప్రపంచంతో క్రీడిస్తున్నాడు బాగానే ఉంది కానీ ఆయన క్రీడ నాకు బాధగా పరిణమించింది. సో దెన్ హీ సెడ్ నాకు అంటున్నావు కదా నేను అంటున్నావు కదా నేను అంటే ఏంటి అని అడుగుతాడు శ్రీరామకృష్ణ. దట్స్ అ బిగ్ మిస్టరీ. So there is this body, physical body we all experience. There is this psychological body, namely the mind. Both we possess. We are neither the body nor the mind. And what are we? Behind these two, there is the real dimension of your personality, which is not in your experience now. That is so subtle, but yet so powerful. Because this body you can easily perceive, because gross, stula. Mind also you can perceive, though it is subtle compared to body, it's very subtle. Chala sukshma manassu. అందుకని మనస్సును నిగ్రహించడం చాలా కష్టం. కంట్రోలింగ్ థాట్స్ ఈజ్ ఎ సూపర్ హ్యూమన్ టాస్క్. But behind the thought, there is that spirit, consciousness, soul, Atman, self. Very powerful, immensely powerful. It can create universe after universe, though it is so small. Anuraniyan mahato mahiyan. There is a phrase in the Upanishads. Is smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. Lower dimension is not there, higher dimension is not there. It's totally dimensionless. When they were trying to define God, that's how they define. Lower dimension is not there, higher dimension is not there. You know, human brain has a capacity. When we talk about sound, it can only hear sounds that are, I think, between the range of 20 to 20,000 decibels, something is the hertz, right? Frequency is there, right? If it is below 20, you can't hear. If it is again 20,000, you can't hear. So human brain has certain capacity, range. But for God, there is no such range. You just imagine an ant which God has created. What could be the size of the brain in the head of the ant? Shame in untadi. Then brain size and untadi. Is it easy to create such a small brain? Big thing you can easily create, but small thing create is very not easy. Ant itself is small, tiny, but it has so much of intelligence in it. It knows where to go, how to get its food, everything. There is software, that brain is there. You and I cannot create that brain. It's not easy. To create the brain of an ant is not easy. So God is so subtle. Very small things he has created and very big, huge, enormous things also he has created. So the description is Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan, smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. That's why Swamiji says, if you have only one question, how this universe functions, how it works, you will end up probably as a scientist or a technocrat. Okay, that's good, that's great, that's grand. But if you have the question, why? Enduku ee prapancham ila? Enduku? ఎలా, ఎందుకు, దే ఆర్ టూ క్వశ్చన్స్. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఓన్లీ హౌ, యూ విల్ ఓన్లీ నో సంథింగ్ అబౌట్ ద ఫంక్షనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద యూనివర్స్, బట్ ఇట్ వోంట్ సాల్వ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్. వెన్ యూ హ్యావ్ ద క్వశ్చన్ వై, దెన్ యూ విల్ బికమ్ ఎ ఫిలాసఫర్. తత్వవేత్తరు అవుతారు మీరు అప్పుడు. ఎందుకు, ఎలా వద్దు, ఎలా నేను చిన్నపిల్లలకు వదిలేస్తాను, దట్ ఈస్ బేబీస్ వర్క్. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ రియలీ వాంట్ టు ప్రూవ్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ యాజ్ ఎ గ్రోన్ అప్ ఇండివిజువల్, యూ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ క్వశ్చన్ వై. Okay, there is a design for the world, but why? Who has done it and why? So there is two huge difference between how and why. Swamiji says Vivekananda, how of things I leave to children. My question is why? Why should I suffer this body? When it comes, disease comes, I suffer because of my identification with the body. Then you have to have the question, am I the body? No, I don't want to be the body because it gives me suffering. Am I the mind? It also brings suffering to me. No, I don't want to identify with the mind also. I am neither the body nor the mind. Keep saying this to yourself. Tremendous strength and tremendous energy comes. When you deny these two, which are very gross, which are easy to, experience, but that which is difficult to experience is really the source, is the substratum, which actually makes these two function, body and mind. So if you can bring that into your experience, that Atman, the subtlest of the subtle, సూక్ష్మాతి సూక్ష్మమైనటువంటి ఆత్మను కనుక మనకి కేవలం అంటే ఒక లీల మాత్రగా, ఒక ఛాయ మాత్రగా కనపడినా, you will be a different human being. You will move the world. Thank you. Have a nice evening. This much for today.